Well, hello there again. This is WWE Colts fan here with another update, and I've got quite a bit of stuff that I've acquired over the month. So let's dive right on in. And sorry about the cord here that might be popping up every now and then, so I'm trying to charge up my phone while I shoot video with it. And of course, I like to start off with the DVDs. First off, I have a couple WWE DVDs. I'll just go ahead and show them together since they go one right after the other. We have Extreme Rules and Payback. Pretty much the highlight of these DVDs is the matches between The Shield and Evolution, which are actually very, very good matches. This next one is from Paramount, or CBS, because it is a TV show, but it's only the pilot episode exclusively at Walmart, starring Chuck Norris, Walker, Texas Ranger, One Riot, One Ranger, and of course it's just on the plain Paramount disc. And as I said, all this is just the pilot episode that, well, debuted in, my gosh, when did this air? I remember it was in the early 90s. That I do remember. I think in 93? Yes, 1993. It says so right here in the special features. Oh, not special features. It says so right in here with along with the aspect ratio, number of discs, and the runtime, yada yada yada. Walker, Texas Ranger. Okay, next, well, I got a whole bunch to show here because they go together. Of course, I do have several Bond titles. I have most of the Pierce Brosnan ones, and I have all the Daniel Craig ones so far. But I've gone a step further, quite a few steps further, because I've got Dr. No from Russia with Love. I doubt I'm going to fit all these onto the TV tray here. Goldfinger. Yeah, let's see if we can't fit some more here. Thunderball. Yeah, let's slide that right there. You Only Live Twice. Diamonds Are Forever. Okay, that's not going to stay there because the cord don't go. There we go. Got it to fit. Yeah, all of the Sean Connery James Bond titles, plus Live and Let Die, and The Man with the Golden Gun, the first two Roger Moore Bond films. The only thing I'm missing in between is the movie that was before Diamonds Are Forever, starring George Lazenby. That's probably one of the next ones I will get eventually. But yep, all these Bond titles, total of, let's see, eight Bond titles. I'm going to put the phone down so I can, put these all up. Okay, next is the sequel to the famous Zack Snyder directed Gerard Butler starring film 300. We have the not as successful 300 Rise of an Empire. I mainly got it just to, we'll go with the original movie. And basically the story is the Greeks have now entered the fight against Xerxes. Now this next one you can only get at Best Buy the way I got it, and it's a 2 CD, 1 Blu-ray set. It's All My Friends Celebrating the Songs and Voice of Greg Allman. It is an all-star lineup. Of course, I put the CDs in these carrying cases. I don't know if you can see them real well. Yeah, there we go. As well, see, part of my messy room. Anyway, comes in this case right here. Here's only the Blu-ray is going to be in this case. Anyway, the lineup included people like Taj Mahal, Vince Gill, Trace Adkins, Brantley Gilbert, Martina McBride, Pat Monahan of Train, and the list goes on and on. Now this next one, I thought it was the original movie plus additional footage, but I am wrong. It's a different, different quote-unquote film. It's Bad Grandpa .5 with Johnny Knoxville and Spike Jonze. Yeah, that's Spike Jonze, the director of Her. But of course, if you actually pay attention, Spike Jonze is producer. He also produced the Jackass films. Bad Grandpa. Next we have, from Fox, starring Paul Newman and Robert Redford, Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. This is just one of those movies, you know, a lot of people consider it a classic, and who doesn't like Paul Newman? I mean, really, who does not like Paul Newman? And next, I got this used. Well, so was that Butch Cassidy and Sundance Kid. The single disc version of Chronicles of Narnia: Prince Caspian, where the kids from the first movie have to go back to Narnia and help, well, the title character, Prince Caspian. Sorry I had my hand there, but of course they have to meet up with some old friends such as Aslan, voiced by Liam Neeson, and meet some new characters as well. I've yet to see the third movie, which was released by Fox, Voyage of the Dawn Treader. I'll probably look to see maybe about getting that sometime. Now this next movie is actually an upgrade, and I had some spare Blu-ray cases, so I made this into a combo pack. Clue, the movie, of course, with Tim Curry, Michael McKean, Martin Mull, Leslie Ann Warren, Christopher Lloyd, and so on. Basically, the Blu-ray is the same content as on the DVD. It has all three endings, where you can choose whether to watch a random ending or the home video version, which had all three put together, plus the trailer. Clue. Now, I couldn't resist picking this one up. It's Season 5, the Duck Lux Edition. Hint, hint. Duck Dynasty Season 5. Yes, the continuing reality series based on those famous rednecks down in West Monroe, Louisiana that make duck calls, and all the adventures that they go through. Now this next movie was released around the same time as some other, or another faith-based film, and which that other movie, which is God's Not Dead, is set to come out, I believe, August 5th. Well, I picked up Heaven is for Real, starring Greg Kinnear, directed by Randall Wallace, who directed the Mel Gibson film We Were Soldiers, and also he wrote Braveheart, and also this has the editor from The Passion of the Christ, so there's a lot of Mel Gibson connections in roundabout ways. Well, anyway, this movie is based off the New York Times bestseller, based on a true story, about this father whose son had a near-death experience and saw heaven. He saw his grandfather, who he never met, and explained him to his father in perfect detail, as well as an unborn sister. And this movie shows how they had to deal with, you know, with their son after he almost died, and they really could not explain what happened. Next, from released by Touchstone Pictures, but a co-production with DreamWorks, it is The Help, winner of the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress for Octavia Spencer. I just felt like I just needed to pick this up. No real explanation. This next movie, starring Arnold, finally came out to Blu-ray a couple weeks ago. We have Kindergarten Cop, where Stallone... No, not Stallone. I don't know why I said that. Where Schwarzenegger plays a cop that has to go undercover as a kindergarten teacher. Yeah, it's one of those comedy roles that he did, and it's also kind of an action movie as well. I remember seeing this on TV quite a bit, so Kindergarten Cop. Now, in the last few months, Walmart's had these Blu-rays on sale for $9 each, in which they came with a special, I won't say cover or whatever, but I think they were used for Comic-Con of last year from Fox. But these are all MGM titles, if I remember right. And I got a bunch of them here. I figured since I was going to show this one, I might as well show them all. We have It's a Mad, 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 Mad World, Roadhouse, the mainstream debut of Bryan Singer with The Usual Suspects, and West Side Story. Yeah, I just decided to pick these up. Of course, it's a Mad, 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 Mad World with Spencer Tracy and a bunch of cameo appearances by, like, say, Mickey Rooney, Milton Berle, Sid Caesar, the list goes on. Now, these people are basically going on a wild goose chase for, I think, a case of money, I believe. Yeah. And we have Roadhouse with Patrick Swayze, where Patrick Swayze is brought in to basically be a bouncer to this bar, and they're having problems in their small town, and he helps, well, clean up the town. And then The Usual Suspects, where these cops are looking for this like crime lord, and it's either the character played by Stephen Baldwin, Kevin Spacey, Benicio del Toro, Kevin Pollak, yeah, and it also has Pete Postlewaite in it as well. Yeah. And then we come to the West Side Story with Natalie Wood, and I thought, okay, it's going to be the single disc edition as they usually are. It's not. It's the big special edition they released a year or so ago with 2 Blu-rays and a DVD. And basically it's a story about kind of like a Romeo and Juliet kind of story, as it's put in, explained here in the back, which actually that's kind of how it is, really. About this guy from one gang falls in love with a girl that's, well, admired by this other gang. So, yeah. I'm going to put this down, and, yeah, I'm going to put this phone down here so I can put these up, because I usually like to keep these in alphabetical order, but however, I did have to skip around just a little bit. Okay, finally got those put up. Anyway, next from Fox, we have the Bad Dog edition, based off the best-selling book starring Owen Wilson and Jennifer Aniston, Marley and Me. Of course, about this basically a dog that fails obedience school and causes troubles for his owner. And the book was actually based off the author's real experience with his own puppy. In fact, I never personally met the author, but he came to my school and talked about the book. So, and this was actually right around the time the movie came out. Like, only certain students got to meet him, so, yeah. Yep, Marley and me. Okay, now we've reached the final one, and I doubt I'm going to be able to do it very well one-handed, because it's so massive. Yeah, I can do it. It's an upgrade to a movie I've had on DVD for some time, and by all means, this movie is a classic film directed by Cecil B. DeMille, starring Charlton Heston. The 10 Commandments, the box set, released by Paramount. There are two different box sets. There's the one originally released by Paramount, which I have here. However, Warner Brothers did reissue some of these, which actually this is one of them. And then there's one that's actually quite thinner. As you can see, this is a pretty thick case here, or box really, that Warner Brothers actually put out, and it's quite different. As you can see here, here's the picture of Charlton Heston. It's the Dead Sea, parting of the sea. Well, if I lift up this slip cover, let me see if I can put it in the light a little bit better. That comes off. Oh, and by the way, this is number 88,159 out of 100,000. Yeah, they only made 100,000 copies of this version. And how the box opens? Well, parting of the seas. In fact, I don't know if you can see it real well, but there's the people going through the sea. I'm going to try to move this back here so we can see this a little bit better. Let's see what we got in here. We have... I'm not going to pull everything out here. Well, I'm going to pull all this stuff out, but I'm not going to pull out what's in these envelopes. But in here are some like drawings and paintings of the costumes that the actors were eventually going to wear. And right here is like a newsletter that Paramount had made around the time, and all these are just copies, they're not the real deal. Basically, this newsletter announces the booklet that was, or the program that was going to be handed out at the premiere, about who was doing the oil paintings, which actually we will get to that, because that is in here. And then here, there's some things like a Western Union telegram from the president of the studio to Cecil B. DeMille, congratulating him on the success. Then there's like a card in here that was handed out at the premiere for people, just regular people, to give their opinions on the movie and that they enjoyed it. And there's also a letter in here from Charlton Heston to Cecil B. DeMille. And it also includes a original menu from the Paramount's basically Paramount's cafeteria that they had at the time. And now onto that book that had the program. Yeah, this is really nice artwork. This is the original artwork, obviously a reprinted version of the book, that includes all the artwork that this man had made. Basically, he just copied right off the film in pretty much in great detail. And then continue on. Okay, here's the parting of the sea, and some more work, and then introduction of the cast. such as Charlton Heston as Moses, Ann Baxter's Nefertiti, Yul Brynner as Ramses II, Yvonne DiCarlo as Sephora, Moses' wife, Deborah Paget as Lilia, and John Derek as Joshua, and there's more here, such as Edward G. Robinson as Dathan, Sir Cedric Hardwicke as Seti I, Vincent Price as Baca, and then some of the other characters such as Ramses I, which he's only in one scene, King and Princess of Ethiopia, Moses' brother and sister, and so forth. And also a little thing about Cecil B. DeMille and the work that he had done, including the 23 silent film version of the Ten Commandments. Yes, the classic film that we know is a remake. And of course, here's some more artwork explaining the tribes, explaining some of the costumes, the hieroglyphics, how they created the tablets for the film, and it ends with a Bible verse, Exodus 20 verses 2 through 17. And put this back in here. And in the back of this is a book chronicling Cecil B. DeMille's making of both movies, especially the Charlton Heston movie. And it also includes a little backstory on the 1923 film as well. I tell you what, this set went all out. And here's some concept and storyboarding for some of the key scenes. Like this scene is when Moses sees the burning bush. And also the parting of the sea, and the scene where Moses gets the tablets. And here's some costume pictures from the set, as well as the various hairstyles, if not any hair, that Charlton Heston was going to have while on the set. Some more costume design artwork. Yeah. Oh, and also, I forgot to mention, this reminds me, also in this is actually Charlton Heston's shooting schedule, a reprint of his shooting schedule while in Egypt. Because they did shoot a lot of the scenes in Egypt. Let's continue through all the pictures here. And also, they do talk about Charlton Heston's son. He's in the movie. His young son that was born not too long before they started filming the movie plays young Moses. The one who's in the basket, clearly. And then here's the pictures from the premiere, and also from when it opened around the world. Places like, let's see, Japan, I believe, places in Europe, and whatnot. And also concept art. Well, I shouldn't say concept art, but costume art for Charlton Heston's hair and beard as the movie progresses. And this book finishes off with the picture of the crew, along with Charlton Heston and Cecil B. DeMille right there. Alright, now I'm going to put that back to show you the... of course, now my box closes on me. To show you the one final piece, the DVDs and Blu-rays themselves. I'm just going to close this box here so I can allow in more light. Yeah, that's better. Of course, all 6 discs are in here. Yeah, this is separated by magnets here. If I can get it open. Now, I'm going to have to... Oh, there we go. Got it. Finally. So I was going to have to put my phone down. Anyway, here's the Blu-rays for the Charlton Heston 1956 film. Got the movie on disc 1, as well as the remainder of the movie and the special features on disc 2. Followed up by the DVD the same way. And then, the tricky part, without breaking them, the Blu-ray to the 1923 silent film. Go ahead and put that down to show you. So I don't break it. Got it. The special features to that silent film on DVD. Now the process of putting it all back together. Of course, see, it just shuts right off. I'm just going to put my phone down and then put it all back together. Alrighty, everything is back in the case. Well, that does it for me. Until next time, see you later.